I walked into my high school reunion, and a woman I'd never met slapped me across the face. "How dare you show up after what you did to me?" she spat. My cheek burned. I just stood there, stunned, because I didn't even know her name. She was my age, shaking with rage like she'd been saving it. "I think you've got the wrong guy," I said. She laughed, cold and ugly. "Wrong guy? I could never forget your face." Then she turned and walked off like she'd done her duty. That's when I noticed the room. People weren't watching like classmates, they were watching like jurors. Whispers, fingers pointing, faces twisted with disgust. I came to reconnect. Instead, I walked into my own public execution. And the worst part was, I had no idea what crime they thought I'd committed. I grabbed an old friend near the bar. "Nate, what is happening? Who was that?" He looked at me like I'd touched something sacred. "You've got a lot of nerve showing up after what you did to Molly," he said. "I don't know a Molly," I shot back. He snorted. "Sure," and disappeared into the crowd. My ex from junior year was the only person not glaring. She looked sad, like she hated this, but still believed it. "Please," I said. "Tell me about Molly. Tell me about the party." Her voice dropped. "Daryl's place. Senior year. Molly said you took her upstairs. She was too drunk," she added, and I felt my stomach flip. "I wasn't even in town," I said. "My grandma was dying. I was 6 hours away." She studied my face like she wanted to believe me, but didn't know how. Before she could answer, someone grabbed my shoulder. I turned, and a fist smashed into my jaw. The floor came up fast. My ears rang. A big guy stood over me, shaking. "That's for my sister." Someone yanked him back, but a drink hit my face while I was still down. My lips split. Blood ran onto my tongue. Around me, people sounded brave because I was on the ground. 15 years and he gets to walk in here? Someone yelled. "He should be in prison," another voice snapped. I forced myself up, tasting blood, holding onto a chair. Then a man I didn't recognize stepped forward and said it like a sentence. "Molly described you perfectly. Your face, your name, that green Letterman jacket, the one everyone knew was mine." My brain finally caught on. I hadn't worn it that weekend. I'd loaned it to my roommate, my best friend back then, the guy who drove me to the bus station when I left town. I looked past the crowd and found him near the back wall, arms crossed, watching like this was entertainment. When our eyes met, he smiled. Not friendly, not nervous, satisfied, like he'd been waiting years to see me break. I walked toward him and the crowd split without a sound. His smile twitched, then vanished. He started backing up. "It was you," I said, loud enough to cut the room in half. "You wore my jacket. You used my name. You did it." He laughed, sharp and fake. "You're delusional. Everyone knows it was you." I kept moving. "I have bus tickets, hospital records. My mom knows where I was." He bumped into someone behind him. Nowhere left. I stopped a few feet away. My hands were shaking, but my voice wasn't. "You let me take the blame for 15 years, I said. Then I turned to Molly, slow, careful, like the whole room might break. "Did you know him that night?" I asked, "or did you just believe the name he gave you?" Her face went white. "I didn't know him," she whispered. He walked up and introduced himself. "As me?" I asked. She nodded, eyes locked on him. "As you." The air went dead. Even the music felt embarrassed. My old roommate's mouth opened, then shut. "You can't prove anything," he muttered. I shrugged. "I don't have to. You're proving it right now." Molly made this sound like a sob caught in her throat. "It was you," she said, louder now. "It was you the whole time." And that was it. No dramatic confession, no handcuffs, just his face cracking while the truth finally landed where it belonged. He slipped out a side door while everyone was frozen. People started turning toward me with apologies already forming. I didn't want them. I'd already served the sentence for a crime I didn't commit. I walked out to my car, jaw aching, shirt damp, hands still buzzing. My ex followed me into the parking lot. "Where are you going?" I looked back at the building, at the lights and the faces that finally woke up. "Home," I said. She hesitated. "Then why did you come?" I opened my door and met her eyes. "Closure," I said, and drove away.